anymore. Yeah, it's sad. And in this case, this hoe, because she's literally a hoe. That's what she does. She's a cam girl, and she sells her body and all that stuff. It's really sad. I actually said something like, what else are you into? You know, like, you probably have like some kind of purpose in life. Maybe you just haven't explored it. And you know, I wanted to convey the message that she's worth way more than that. You know, like I hope she still considers doing other things, because she probably has some kind of like hidden talent. Or, you know, I always try to pep talk everybody. I always try to hype them up to be the best versions of themselves, because they were chilling in their south nodes, y'all. And she personalized that, even though I was so nice the way I said it. And ever since then, she had it out for me, like literally. And it didn't help, because my person, he didn't draw boundaries, and I feel like he still had feelings for her, or some kind of codependency with each other. And I was like, and I realized that later, and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? You know what I mean? So it was just a mess. It's unfortunate. That's definitely not his soulmate. It's a karmic soulmate, and he's going to have to learn that himself. And he owes me, like, you know, at least 30 grand. With what everything happened with. Probably more if I took him to court. So anyway, let's get back to the reading, y'all. So scandal. Somebody like a ritualistic thing. They dibble-dabbled in some kind of gossip, chaos magic. Okay, what is the overall tarot energy? Two of Pentacles. Something's up in the air. Some kind of skill manipulation, maybe, or somebody was juggling. Let's get one more. Yeah, she's way too shallow to understand. Absolutely. She's just focused on control and ego stuff. Yeah, Taurus. And she was a Taurus, y'all. His ex was a Taurus. His ex-wife was a Pisces. So this is really hitting. We have Hierophant in reverse. That's Taurus. Yeah, this is somebody who's clinging to the past. So something's up in the air. This is really hitting, y'all. She literally brings the worst out of him, though. Like, she keeps him, like, from growing up and experiencing growth. And, like, when he was with me, you guys, within 6 months' time, he was making 6 figures. He was not an Uber driver anymore. He was getting his life in order and organized. And this was while I was dealing with trauma still. Like, you know, because for those of you that have been here for a while, you guys know that I got attacked before I started dating my ex. And I was recovering from that. And it showed, like, everything about, like, the proof was there in the pudding, right? But they kept trying to make something out of everything I did. They kept victimizing me and then calling me a you know, it was just so abusive, the whole thing. And what I didn't know is that he didn't stop, like, talking to her. He didn't stop, like, the gossip. He didn't stand up for me. It's almost like he liked the attention. He felt like he was not going to be accepted in the group anymore or something. Or maybe being with me was a huge lifestyle change, you know, because when he was with her, she had no boundaries, no morals. She literally let him do whatever he wanted. Like, they had an open relationship. And, like, she was also, like, into women as well. So their relationship lacked emotional depth and connection. It was really... And what was the crazy part is, y'all, in my situation, he had been so deprived of, like, actual kindness that he claimed that she was the first person that opened his eyes to kindness. But I was like, oh, no, honey, that's not who you think it is. That person is a bully, and you're becoming one because of them. They oppress, they don't communicate directly, they lie, they cheat, they cover up bad behaviors, they enable bad behaviors. It's like, he told me that she didn't want to get married or have kids, and it's like, me and him had a whole new life plan set. We were talking about having one child. We were talking about getting married. And then all of a sudden, there became a problem with those things, one by one. Right? And I'm like, what is this? Where is this coming from? Like, and I would not be surprised if, because she pulled this off, it's not going to last forever. because she's a karmic, right? But, and he's a liar too. He had a hand in this for sure, because he's a coward. He's a coward. But I wouldn't be surprised, you guys, if like she got married to him and tried to destiny swap. 100%. It was so predictable. I even said it when it happened. I was like, oh, okay, so you think you're gonna destiny swap? Yeah, that's not gonna work out, but good luck with that. Enjoy the reckoning. Because I'm a seer. I can predict the future, y'all. I literally told them this, and this was like a year and a half ago. Literally predicted it, so I guarantee that's what's gonna happen, because I get messages. Anyway, yeah, we're doing collective. I was using myself an example because there's some kind of scandal here, and I was explaining how dangerous writings can turn into like gossip magic, chaos magic, and it can have like a huge effect on people's lives. It can traumatize people when it becomes ritualistic, which means repetitiously, constantly done. There's power in that. But when it's only connected to the moon and not source, because it's energy draining, she's the kind of person that required, for instance, in my situation, multiple people to, like, power in numbers. Whereas my power is it's all by myself. I don't need anybody to fight my battles with me. You know what I mean? I do direct communication, and a lot of people consider that confrontational. Every time I was directly communicating, because he was so abused and deprived, y'all, that like he didn't understand. He wasn't trained to believe and conditioned to believe that direct communication was confrontation. Literally, it was that bad. I was like, why are you always saying that I'm trying to argue with you? Because he doesn't know how to communicate, because he's learned to walk on eggshells, because she's a narcissist. He's been with her and other narcissists, and his mother's probably also a narcissist. They all exhibit signs of narcissism and then project it onto me. Narcissistic groups, y'all, when they see like the kindest person, the most emotionally safe and balanced person, they look at them as a perfect scapegoat. Because they're sensitive and they're going to usually absorb and unravel with those projections. And projecting it's witchcraft as well. Just like dangerous writings, just like gossip magic. Projections, dark energy projections, yes, that is considered witchcraft. And in this case, something's up in the air because someone someone didn't see something about how badly somebody was clinging to the past, to the point where they deviated from information. This may be a Taurus, and they purposely guided somebody the wrong way in an extremist fashion. That's what I'm getting. It's so effed up, isn't it? Effed up. It's so effed up. It should be illegal. In fact, to some degree, if you can prove the manipulation and it has affected aspects of your life, it is illegal and it can be tried in court, and they can go to prison for like a decade plus. And they're cracking the whip on that shit. Certain countries, even America, after the Diddy case, they've changed some things, y'all. So, it just depends. I have all the proof I need. I could have destroyed them if I wanted to by now. And I do plan on going. I am, I'm going to keep that private. But my point is that you need to, if this happens to you, you need to document, like start a journal, write down times, write down things that have come up that never happened before until you were associated with these people. Write down so that you don't forget, because it messes with your reality testing. And I knew that. Like, I knew that they were trying to, like, completely discombobulate my brain, okay? That doesn't work for me because I'm too intelligent. I'm too, like, connected to source. I'm too emotionally, like, that's literally who I am. It's like my DNA. I can't change it. You know what I mean? So that's what helps me remember everything, is because I feel everything. So it's like they know how to deactivate and turn off their feelings. They rely on external validation. I rely on my own validation, y'all. Okay? Yeah, especially if you get a good lawyer. Absolutely. Did he then use... Yes, he did. I don't know if it was vicariously because she entrained him. Because his eyes changed, y'all, which tells me that he was disassociating as a trauma response. So that tells me that somebody did that to him. It wasn't me. It was perceived as though it was me because I was projected as the target. But I saw that and I was like, oh no, this is bad. Who's doing this to you? Is it your mother or is it your ex? I need to know. Because like it was one of them, and it was almost like he was the vessel between us. But they were using, yes, the black eyes. You know about that? Yes. It's very scary. It's an extreme disassociation. And it means you're in danger. And they don't remember doing it. Because, just so you know, whether they probably don't remember because they've completely blacked out. They've left the building, y'all. And you know how evil some people are? Some people who study brainwashing techniques, like, to control people, they literally know how to switch that on, and they will laugh and literally exploit that. They use your childhood wounds against you. It's sickening. It's like the most evil. And I got visions of this, y'all. I got visions of, and I got like audience downloads of people laughing, and it was a female. I just don't know which one. Or I didn't at the time, okay? I don't like people to know every detail, even on here, because they watch me. And I want them to not know exactly what I know. Because that's intelligent, okay? So I'm going to keep it a little bit vague and ominous, okay, in that regard. But let's see, what happened here, Spirit? What happened here? Yeah, please leave. When that happens, you're in danger, babe. And in my case, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Not if my person's not going to talk to me and tell me the truth about what's going on. I just simply cannot. And what's crazy is, it's like he was scared of connection. He told me that she never wanted to communicate. She would just shut down and stonewall him. So he became the same way as she was. And what he didn't understand is he was misperceiving lust. And her exploiting that, acting as though that's freedom. Saying, yeah, you can fuck whoever you want, babe. See, I'm not possessive. No, yes, you are. You're the most possessive, you Ursula motherfucking looking weirdo. You are absolutely possessive. It's not me who's jealous. I'm protective. I know exactly what you're doing. You're turning you're fucking with his head so bad because you don't care if he sleeps with other people because you're gay, first of all. Let's be real. And second of all, like, you just want him for his resources mainly and for the control and the security. Okay? And you give him things. You do nice things. You cook. You do things to make it seem like you love him. You do things that, and it's very hard to differentiate the two. You say things like that, oh, see, I'm not the jealous one. I'm not possessive. I let you have friends. I let him have friends too, just not you, because you do not respect boundaries. That's why you keep switching everything up. You keep switching it. I was the one that was healthy. I was the one that was protective and not possessive. I've never been jealous in my life. I'm not even jealous now. And he went over there, y'all. He left me for her. I'm still not jealous. I'm actually worried. I'm concerned, if anything, you know? And I'm like, damn, dude. He doesn't, it's like either he doesn't see what's going on or it's him that's like the problem, okay? But because of what I saw, I feel like he's endured so much abuse, and because I know that he studied psychology for 10 years and he isolates a lot, that tells me his symptoms show that he's been abused a lot. Because nobody would study psychology unless they needed to protect themselves. Unless they were going to school. And that's what they decided to do with their life. No. Missing. So a couple is missing? So a couple went missing. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Interesting. So she would relabel everything. She would relabel it as me having healthy boundaries. She would relabel as she's possessive. She's not letting you have friends. No, bitch. I'm just monogamous and I have respect for myself. I don't self-abandon like you. Okay? And you don't respect boundaries. You still want to F him. I can tell. So that's a problem. Especially since my person is having issues having boundaries. I wonder why that is. Is it because you destroy his life when he does? Is it because you cause chaos? Is it because he feels like you're going to abandon his life otherwise and not care about him anymore? What is it? Because it's one of those things. Maybe all of them. You know, I'm not a rookie at this stuff. Like, and he's not either, which is why I know he had a hand in it to some degree. But he disassociated too, so it was both. There was something going on, okay? Secret. Yeah, exactly. Secrets. Y'all, the way this is coming out. Yeah, okay, so some hidden money, or they didn't want to lose money. A secret in a wooded area. Is somebody staying in a cabin in the woods, like a creek style? Maybe they bury money. A boat could be significant. I mean, this sounds really eerie and weird, but it's real. People do this, y'all. Especially if they're involved in, you know, like Drugs or cartel or whatever. It's like, you know, people bury their money or they do things that are illegal in wooded areas or whatever this is. So social media, there's a couple that is missing because they have a secret. Something that happened in a wooded area. Ooh, yikes. Huh. Okay. Damn. Okay. Yeah, it has to do with some kind of fraud that they want to keep hidden. So they stole from somebody and they took somebody out and in a wooded area, whether that be spiritually, whether that be, you know, jack them for their identity and all of their social security, or they actually literally, you know, unalive somebody. Okay. Jesus. Yes, this keeps coming out. So it's some kind of money or fraud here that they don't want, that's being exposed, or that they're keeping hidden. It's a couple that went missing because they have a secret. Ooh, boy. What is going on here? Huh. What I just mentioned, you. This could have to do with, like I said, doesn't have to be as significant as the cartel, but it could be. It could be, you know, I don't know this, life, you know, but yeah, my person buried money several times in the past. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is real. Yeah, somebody here acted like a caregiver until somebody died, or maybe they took somebody out in an area and acted like it was a death, but it was actually an early demise. Damn, this is wild. Yep, they're hiding that they did this out of greed. They could have even took this older person's drugs, or maybe they attacked a disabled person or somebody that, you know, they were supposed to take care of. A distorted feminine is involved. Okay, guys. Wow. This is... Yo. Let's see. So what about social media? What about social media? Hold on. What about social media, Spirit? Tell me why, too. It was crazy, you guys. My ex, all of a sudden, they had bought a home in a trust fund, and the numbers that they associated with the home purchase, first of all, they put it in a trust instead of putting it under anybody's specific names, but it was his last name trust, okay? And then they associated my father's phone number from 20 years ago that I never gave anyone. Okay, so they have some kind of way to look up stuff, okay? This is how I knew it was really creepy shit going on, okay? They made a home purchase shortly after he left, okay? He left in September, and they made the purchase in August, okay? And the phone numbers listed that were associated with it, like if you know, if you go on sites like, what do they call it? Verified, or, you know, true something, or whatever they... It's like you could look up people's stuff, and I became like a member of those sites because I was like, what's happening? Like, I felt so paranoid because I kept like getting weird stuff in my mail. I kept getting phone calls of people calling, staying on the phone for 2 seconds, hanging up. I mean, it was extreme harassment, and like it was meant to make me paranoid, which I'm okay with being paranoid because I'm like 10 steps ahead of it. But I knew exactly what to do, and plus my credit and my social was attacked. You know, like my credit was attacked with accounts that weren't mine. Yeah, see, because somebody didn't have boundaries. What did I just say? But back to what I was saying. They made a home purchase, associated my father's 20-year-old from way back landline phone number with the home purchase. I was like, what the hell is going on? Then I looked up who else was associated with the home purchase. It was a dead person. A dead woman. Dead ass. So I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw that my social security was gone. My card. So it was a whole thing, y'all. The shit that I went through was wild. Like, for real. Cuffing season. So somebody didn't have boundaries. Even though they weren't trying to cuff somebody, it's because they didn't have boundaries. It didn't matter if it was cuffing season or not. This person didn't have boundaries. My ex, okay. And they didn't want to get triggered. They didn't want to get triggered or get somebody else to be triggered. Because, yeah, you're dealing with a psycho probably, of course. No wonder you went into disassociation and you freaked out on me. You know what I mean? Because you're being abused. Yeah, this person's a clout chaser or a social climber. They would do anything or say anything for attention, fame hungry. And just so, for those of you that don't know, I fluctuate between 200,000 to 800,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm an established, thank you. I'm an established artist, and like, I do get a lot of attention. I don't do it for that though. I do it because I love music. I do it because I love people. They though would do anything for attention. For instance, this person slept with whoever, whenever. They don't have. I'm like, you're just. Do you know how dangerous that is? Like, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get attacked one day or something. Something horrible is gonna happen. Like, literally. And that's another prediction I made, so I bet you that's gonna come true too. But they're all like addicts or something. They're all like Smex addicts or whatever. These people that he used to hang out with, or that he does hang out with. Anyway, yeah, they were hiding a hidden agenda. The fact that they're a clout chaser. Exactly. So it's like, in my case, y'all, I told my person, I'm like, you know, it's not even about you, right? Like, it's about me. And that just made me come off more as a narcissist. But that's not at all what I was literally saying. This is literally not even about you. They just want to say that they won. They just want to say that they were right. Or like, that they won. That they were able to steal. Because she's the type of person that's so messed up, y'all, that she can only be attracted if, like, she could only get turned on if, like, he was with another woman and they would, like, do threesome, because she's gay. But she doesn't want to say that. But she'll still sleep with guys for money. She would do anything for money. And I'm like, this is so messed up and dysfunctional, like, in my head, but I didn't want to say that because I'm not judgmental and they would take it that way. It's actually concern, though. Like, the reason I say the things I say. It's like, no, that is not... I am not being closed-minded and judgmental. I'm, like, literally worried about y'all. Y'all have lost your minds, obviously. Okay, they were hiding a hidden agenda. They were a clout chaser. Somebody didn't want to trigger somebody. It wasn't that they were trying to cuff somebody. It's just that they didn't have boundaries. That's what we're getting? Yeah, I don't know, because they're not... That's the thing. Everything that they projected on me, I realized. This is somebody who even would pretend that they're sick to be comforted and babied. It makes me nauseous. Like, this is somebody that he associated with true kindness. No, bitch. That is a demon. With what she's been through in her childhood, she has a reason to be. But she never went to go get help for it. So, therefore, she stayed a demon. Okay? Yep. This is toxic love. That's what's being exposed. Extremely toxic. This is codependency. They tried to make me so emotionally unstable, y'all, because of all these projections, without giving me true explanation, that the more weaker and more emotional I got, which at a certain point, you're human, right? At a certain point, you're going to cry. At a certain point, you're going to hyperventilate. At a certain point, you're going to lose your shit, right? Which, thank God, I'm still here to tell this story, but they would use that and weaponize that against me too. And be like, see, they're codependent. They're needy. They're codependent. I'm like, I'm the most independent bitch you'll ever meet in your life. What are you talking about? I don't need attention. I would isolate easily. Like, literally, I'd be that person that would survive being in isolation for 5 years straight. Not that I would want to, but I'm just saying. That's how much I enjoy my own company. That doesn't make me narcissistic. That makes me very imaginative. That makes me very creative. You know what I mean? That makes me safe in my own skin because the world is scary. Okay? Like, yeah, thank you guys. But if you've been through anything similar, this is really hitting for me. That's why I'm sharing it. I don't always do this. But I also like to use my experience as a form of reference because, like, when this stuff comes out, it's really hard to explain. And the fact that I went through this stuff, it really gives me an ability to explain in a deeper way because it sounds insane. And to be able to articulate is very difficult for most people. Like, thank God I'm able to do so because I don't just speak for myself. I speak for other people that have went through similar craziness like this. Okay? And that's why I made this channel, because I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to see how this goes because there has to be other people out there like me because I don't want to take any more chances. I can't be traumatized anymore. I'd rather just be like a recluse and be that weirdo with the cats. Like, and the pigeons, okay, then take a risk. So I'm like, how do I not take a risk? Draw in the kinds of people that I actually resonate with, and also help people because everything I do, I want to alchemize. You know what I mean? I want to turn like really ugly things into beautiful things. That's my thing. That's what I love to do. Whether it's music, whether it's spirituality, whatever it is, psychology, it's anything. It's like, that's the whole point of being here, right? It's like, you're supposed to learn lessons. You're supposed to share. You're supposed to love. You're supposed to get to know people and really, really do life. But this is what life is about for this person. Attention. And I'm like, do I really seem like an attention seeker just because I'm in the limelight? I barely show my face. I don't tour. I literally, like, even on here, I don't show my face. Like, if I was an attention seeker, I would do that. Okay, if I was an attention seeker, I would be like you guys and be like voyeuristic and be like going to like Smex parties or something because that's what he did in the past. And have I ever done that? Hell no. I'm scared to even take my clothes off. Do I really seem like a narcissist attention seeker? No, bitch, I sure don't. So why are you projecting this onto me? Exactly. You don't want to talk about that, huh? Y'all are being narcissists to me, and you're picking on somebody not even your own size, emotionally and mentally way bigger than you, but physically not even your own size. And it's like all I did was love you. That's all I did. This is my reward for loving you. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm definitely not gonna chase after this. Hell no. I want to know what's wrong. I want to help. I want to communicate, but and it's driving me insane. I'm worried about you even, but there's no way I can be involved in this. I can't. Yeah. Somebody was trying to hide these red flags. Somebody's being exposed as a walking red fucking flag, y'all. I just made a post. The biggest red flag for me personally that there is when they don't inspire you anymore. When you are not inspired. Does this person inspire you? Why? Tell me. Why do they inspire you? Exactly. If there's crickets and there's nothing that you can really share that's like, oh, well, he's just really nice. Okay, anyone can be nice. Say something else. Why does he inspire you? Why does she inspire you? I'll wait. And if you have to think that hard and long, yeah, there's your sign, y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah, no emotion, no empathy, no love. Yeah, that's not inspiring at all. That's not inspiring. So that's what I'm saying. Well, he's really good in bed. Okay, is that inspiring? I mean, that's all you need? That's all it takes to get you? Really? That's not inspiring. Somebody that's inspiring creates change in the world, y'all. Or they apply themselves. They're earnest. They're honest. They have core values that don't fluctuate from room to room, from